Welcome to the first episode in the Adventurer's Guide, where we go over solutions to different Lootcode problems. Today we'll be going over the problem leaking letters in the region of Lexica. So let's navigate right to there. So let's go to the region of Lexica, embark, then let's go to the problem leaking letters, and also embark. Okay, so let's give it a read. I wish we knew why, but all our records or scriptures are becoming stretched. It has become increasingly hard to read. Just the other day, our copy of Wigglethorn's journal made sense, but now it's all jumbled. For instance, the word trombone has now become what appears to be a stretched out word version of trombone. These weird things keep happening ever since. That's pretty mysterious. Okay. Input will consist of a single word. Remove all adjacent duplicate letters, having each letter only appear once in a given position without being adjacent to itself. Don't worry about the validity of the words that contain two adjacent letters, like book or tell. The locals should know what you mean. Print the corrected version on a single line. Okay, yeah. So essentially what they're telling us here is that for a continuous sequence of the same letters, such as MMM, it should be treated as one letter. So M. So let's look at another case. Let's say we had the letters A, B, B, E, B, B. So let's identify all of the sequences that match what we just said. AA, BB, E, BB. And since we want one letter from each of these, let's just say we're going to take the first letter. Okay. So our answer should be A, B, E, B. But how do we do this in code? How do we know that a letter is the beginning of one of these sequences? Well, let's take a look. So for example, for this B, the letter before it is different than itself. It's an E. For the E, the letter before it is a B. For this B, the letter before it is an A. And this A is the start of our entire string or word that they give us. So we could say that it's also the start of such a sequence. And that's it. That's all we need to do. Okay, yeah. So we're going to do this problem in 3 different languages: Python, Java, and C++. The timestamps to starting in those languages are in the description. We're going to start with Python, so let's start our timer and get right into it. So we're going to set a string variable to the input, which is our single word. Then let's set our resulting variable and previous character variable. The resulting string is going to be a empty string at first, and our previous character is going to start as a space. So we're going to loop through every character in the string, and if that character is not equal to the previous character, then we can append it to our result, and we could set our previous character to that character, since the previous character had just changed after this iteration. Then that should give us our answer, so we could print our result, and that's it. Okay, cool. Let's move on to Java. Let's stop our timer. 50 seconds. Okay, now we're doing it in Java. Let us start our timer and start. So we have to write out our Java boilerplate. Let's make our public class. There always has to be a public class when you're using Java. It does not matter what it's named. Then public static void name string args. We're going to use scanner for the purposes of this problem, since buffered reader would be overkill. So scanner will read our input. Oops. Okay, so string str will be the input we take. Then we can instantiate our resulting string as empty and our previous character as a space. And then we can go and loop through our entire string and set a C character to str.char@I. That grabs the current character we're on in the loop, and we're setting it so we don't have to write this all the time. So if C does not equal our previous character, what we can do is append that character to our result, and we can go ahead and set our previous character to that character. Then we should have our answer, so we could just print that out and run it. Okay, awesome. That was 1 minute and 41 seconds in Java. Now on to C++. Now we're doing this problem in C++. Let's start our timer and get right into it. So let's include our necessary headers, IOStream dot, just IOStream. Let's use the standard namespace so we don't waste time. Then let's create our main function, and let's take our input. So our input is going to be a string. We will then declare our resulting answer. So result is equal to an empty string at first, and our previous character, which is going to be an empty space at the beginning for our default. Then let's loop through the entire string. And if, let's actually declare our character. So the current character is str at I, that grabs our current character. So if the current character is not equal to the previous character, what we can do is append that character to the result and set the previous character to that character. And now we have our answer. Let's output the result and run. Alright, so now we've done it in all 3 languages. C++ seemed to take 1 minute and 24 seconds. And that concludes the first episode of the Adventurer's Guide. We hope you enjoy the rest of Lootcode.